to tell a friend. She's back.
I'm absolutely thrilled to be joining the Indiana Fever. The vision, the culture, the fit, those were my priorities going into free agency. Having played with Caitlin Clark at USA and Kelsey Mitchell in Unrivaled, building off of that synergy, I'm hyped. I'm lost for words. I'm ready to get to work. I'm excited to be in Indy. Y'all got to put me on all the spots, especially the food spots. But yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get straight into it because, yeah, there's a lot to unpack with the Indiana Fever right now. And honestly, I don't even think struck out is the right way to describe what happened at the stretch 4 position. Because when you really look at the market, was it ever realistic? We're talking about players commanding $800K, $1 million, even $1.2 million deals. Like, come on, man, that's insane. Naz Hillman being one of the cheaper options tells you everything you need to know about how inflated that market got. So missing out on someone like Azura Stevens or Alana Smith, that's not really striking out. Nah, that's just being realistic with your cap and your roster construction. So where does that leave Indiana? Well, it leaves them with a very solid, very serviceable option at the 4 in Monique Billings. And yeah, ideally, you would have loved a scenario where someone like Alana Smith is starting and Billings comes off the bench as that high-energy piece. That would have been perfect. But that's not the world we're in. Right now, there isn't a single available power forward where you can confidently say, yeah, she's clearly starting over Billings. That player just doesn't exist on the market anymore. So let's be real. Monique Billings is probably your starting 4. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. It just means the Fever have to get creative with how they build around her. Now, let's talk about depth. You've got Damiris Dantas, and I know some people are already shaking their heads like, no, that's not good enough. But here's the thing. Dantas has a role. She's not someone you rely on every night to carry you, but situationally, especially against bigger lineups, she can absolutely give you something. But the bigger conversation here is about a player that I don't think enough people are talking about, and that's Rebecca Allen. Now I get it. If you watched last season with Chicago, it wasn't pretty. That team was chaotic, inconsistent, and honestly, just a mess for long stretches of the season. And Allen's numbers reflect that. She had flashes, don't get me wrong. There were games early in the season where she looked like their best player. Through the first handful of games, she was scoring, spacing the floor, doing everything you'd expect from a veteran wing forward. But then, things fell apart. Injuries played a role, rhythm disappeared, confidence dipped, and suddenly you're looking at game logs that go from 11, 13, 8 points to almost nothing. Then out of nowhere, boom, 27-point explosion against Dallas. And then right back to inconsistency. That's the kind of season that kills your value. But here's where context matters. Rebecca Allen is not defined by one messy season on a dysfunctional team. This is a player who has contributed to winning teams for years. And more importantly, she fits exactly what Indiana needs. Think about it. Under Stephanie White, system fit matters, spacing matters, versatility matters. Allen has already proven she can thrive in that kind of environment. She started at the 4 for a top-tier Connecticut Sun squad that finished as a 3rd seed. And she wasn't just filling minutes. Nah, she was part of a lineup with Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, Tyasha Harris. That's high-level basketball. Before that, with Phoenix, she averaged over 7 points per game, shot around 35% from 3, while starting over Sophie Cunningham for most of the season. Let that sink in, because there's this narrative right now that Sophie Cunningham is a locked-in starter for Indiana. But historically, Rebecca Allen has been the one getting that nod when both are healthy. And when you break down her skill set, it makes sense. She's a true stretch 4. She spaces the floor, moves well without the ball, defends her position, and she's got enough size, 6'2", 6'3", to hold her own. She's not undersized. She's not a liability. She's exactly what you want in a modern front court rotation. And if you need to adjust, you can. If a team goes big, double big lineups, that's when you bring in Dantas. If they go smaller, more perimeter-oriented, Allen fits perfectly. It's about flexibility, and she gives you that. Now, let's talk about what she's been doing overseas, because this is where things get really interesting. Playing for Fenerbahce, Allen looked good. No, really good. She averaged over 7 points per game, but more importantly, shot around 45% from three. That's elite. I watched one of her games against Valencia, and it genuinely felt like every shot she took was going in. 7 of 8 attempts from deep, just locked in. And here's the funny part. She was playing alongside Monique Billings. Billings goes off, 20 points, 19 rebounds, absolutely dominating, and Allen just quietly, efficiently spacing the floor. They complemented each other perfectly. So you're telling me the Fever already have that chemistry built in? That matters. Now, compare that to some of the alternatives people are throwing around. Draft picks, projects, players who might not even see the floor. And look, I'm not saying those players are bad. They're not. But potential doesn't help you win right now. You're building around Caitlin Clark, a generational talent. You don't surround that with projects. You surround it with players who can contribute immediately. And that's where Rebecca Allen makes so much sense. She's experienced, understands her role, doesn't need high usage, knocks down shots, defends, just fits. And the best part? She's going to be affordable. Because of that down year, her value dropped. You're not paying crazy money. You're getting her at that glue player price range. That's smart roster building. Now, Maisha Hines-Allen, I don't hate it. She's tough, physical, an enforcer. Nobody's messing with your team when she's on the floor. But different type of player. If you're prioritizing spacing next to Caitlin Clark, Rebecca Allen just fits better. So when you put it all together, it's simple. The Fever didn't fail. They adjusted. They didn't overspend, didn't panic. They stayed disciplined. They trusted what they have in Monique Billings. And now they have a chance to add a player who fits everything they need. She doesn't have to be a star. She just has to be reliable. And in a rotation, she absolutely can be. That's valuable. So yeah, for me, this move just makes sense. Not flashy, not sexy, but it's the kind of move that winning teams make. Anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Should the Fever go after Rebecca Allen? Or is there another move you'd rather see? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.